Hello, hello! Welcome to the Moana Adams podcast. I'm your host, Moana, a 15-year-old with a ton to say about mental health, wellness, self-love, and a whole lot more. So let's get into it. Hello, hello! And welcome to episode 21. We're doing episode 21, and we are talking about the new trend, Lucky Girl Syndrome, and about the universe, and whether or not it can be trusted, and how much we should trust it, and that kind of thing. Because it's been something I've been thinking about recently a lot, and I really want to talk about it a little bit. It's going to be a shorter episode, but I'm excited. Last week's episode got a lot of compliments. I got a lot of people messaging me on Instagram saying how they thought that last week's episode was like one of their favorites or was one of the best ones and that kind of thing. And I'm not sure if it was because of the content of the episode or if it was because I recorded it and edited and posted it in the same day, so there were very minimal edits. I'm not sure, but we're doing that again because I want to test it out again and see how it goes. So, with that being said, let's do gratitude. I am grateful this week for chapstick and Aquaphor and everything and anything that can moisturize my lips because they have been so chapped all week long. I don't know why. Probably because I've been dehydrated, but I swear, no matter how much chapstick I put on, they're always chapped. And it's been driving me crazy all week because I hate having chapped lips. But I'm very grateful that I have like a million different ones all over the place, and it's like always there when I need it. My currently loving is the Native Coconut and Vanilla Soap and Deodorant. Now, Native recently, what's the word? Not canceled. I can't think of the word. When they no longer make it. Discontinued. They recently discontinued their Toasted Marshmallow and Vanilla body wash. And I was very disappointed. So, I don't like coconut or the smell of coconut usually, but I wanted to test this one out, and I did, and I actually really like it. The coconut isn't super strong, which is nice, and it's very summery, which is getting me excited for summer, and I love vanilla. My perfume, the only one that I use or even own, is a vanilla scent from Anthropologie, I think. I don't remember the name of it. It's like a very French-sounding thing. I'll put it in the episode notes. But that is my currently loving. The deodorant works great. However, I have the cardboard tube because I like to keep my bathroom pretty eco-conscious. Most of my makeup and most of my bathroom stuff is made of bamboo. My floss and my razor and all of my makeup brushes are Eco Tools, and a lot of my makeup is from Elate. I don't wear that much makeup on a day-to-day basis, but the makeup that I do wear, most of it is from Elate, which is an eco-conscious makeup brand. And their stuff is mostly made out of bamboo. So, I have the cardboard tube of deodorant. It's not great. Unless you're really committed and excited about using the cardboard, it's not great because it doesn't work perfectly. But the deodorant itself does work really well. So, that's my currently loving. And one more quick announcement before we get into the actual episode is there is not going to be a new episode next week. I have kind of been slacking and procrastinating on episodes, and so I want to get ahead. And by getting ahead, I think that'll help me. And in order to get ahead, I feel like I need to skip next week and focus on the week after that. We are moving into quarter 2 of the year, which is kind of crazy. It's already been a quarter of 2023. And I have every single episode for Q2 mapped out. We're going to be bringing some guests on, which is exciting. And our first guest is not going to be the week after next. It'll be episode 22. Episode 23, I think. Yes. Episode 23, we're going to have our first guest. You're going to love her just as much as I do. And I'm really excited for that. But to get ready for that, I want to not do an episode next week so I can focus more on the weeks ahead. And with that being said, that's all I have for that. So let's talk about Lucky Girl Syndrome and the universe and all of these things. If you don't know what Lucky Girl Syndrome is, it is a newer trend that started on TikTok and has worked its way through all the social medias. And it is the idea that if you believe you're lucky, good things will come to you. And for example, if you go around saying you have Lucky Girl Syndrome, I am lucky, blah, 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 good things will happen to you. Small things and big things. So, I like to use the example that I saw someone use the other day, which is you order a small coffee and they give you a large on accident. And they just say, no, 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 take it, whatever. That's lucky, you get more drink even though you only paid for a small, and that kind of thing. Or, you get randomly selected to be sent a sample of makeup from a brand that you love, or, whatever it may be, small things like that. And then there's also bigger things, you randomly get, or unexpectedly you get a promotion or something like that. And that's kind of what Lucky Girl Syndrome is about. It's believing that you are lucky and good things are going to happen to you because of that. Now, there's also the reverse of that, where if you believe that you're unlucky and that bad things are always happening to you and all that kind of thing, then bad things are going to happen to you. And honestly, I do believe in this. I do believe in this to a certain extent. I don't think that you can fully trust the universe and be like, yep, I'm lucky and only good things will happen to you, right? It's not going to happen like that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But Lucky Girl Syndrome is based on the law of assumption, which is believing that you already have everything you could possibly want, and then those things will really come to you. And believing that the universe is working in your favor. You're assuming that good things are going to happen, and they will. And like I said, vice versa, you assume bad things are going to happen, and they will happen. And with that being said, I want you to take a minute and look back at the last week. And imagine that you have always believed you had Lucky Girl Syndrome. Looking back at the past week, think about all the good things that happened to you. Like I said, maybe you got a large coffee instead of a small, or there's like a billion different things it could be. But think about it. Maybe you found some spare change on the sidewalk, or you got a free promotional item, things like that. Small things, or it could be something bigger. Think about those things. Now, if you really believe that you have Lucky Girl Syndrome, you're going to be like, oh my god, those happened to me because I believed because I have Lucky Girl Syndrome. Like, it's actually working. And I feel like that's a really crazy realization to have when you do have it. And I don't know, it's interesting to look at and look back. And just think about those things. However, we can't just do nothing and let the universe fully take the wheel and be like, I got Lucky Girl Syndrome, only good things are going to happen to me. Good things are going to happen to me, so I don't have to do anything. I think that if you want good things to happen to you, you have to leave yourself the opportunity to receive good things. If you don't go out, you're not going to accidentally get a larger coffee or find $1 on the sidewalk. And so, if you sit home all day and do nothing, you aren't giving yourself that opportunity to receive anything good. So, how much do we leave up to the universe, and how much do we have to take into our own hands and control? This is definitely something that I struggle to figure out, is how much do I trust the universe with? Or, for some people it's not necessarily the universe. I think it depends on your faith and your religion too. Every culture, every religion, everyone has this sort of different thing that they believe in. And not most people, but a lot of people nowadays are shifting toward the universe and that kind of thing. And it's not necessarily that for you, but how much do we leave up to ourselves and how much do we live up to the universe? I think that generally, when it comes to other people and their actions and what happens to them and how they see you and how they react, that should be left up to the universe because you can't control it. The things you can't control should be left up to the universe. And that's when you should believe that the good things are going to happen. When other people do things and it results in your favor. Because you believe that the universe is working in your favor. But the things you can control, like your attitude, your routine, what you do with the time that you have, and how you react to different situations, those things that you can control, that is what is up to you. And that you need to focus on and put your energy into and work hard to achieve your goals and have a solid routine and be healthy and put good things in your body and do things that make you feel good. And doing those things puts positive energy out into the world and makes the world a better place. And when you put that positive energy back, it's going to flow back to you. There's the law of energy conservation. That word sounds off. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Energy conservation. I don't know. It's been a long day, but it's okay. If you're in high school, you probably recognize what I'm saying because we just learned about it, like, in the past few years in science and stuff like that, or if you're in chemistry. But it is the idea that, or not the idea, it's that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So, in science class we learned about it. When you eat food, that energy from let me back it up a little bit. The sun sprays down on the plants and gives energy to the plants. We eat the plants give us energy to do things, the things we do, and it so on. You get the idea. It transfers, but it doesn't get destroyed or created. And I think it's the same with the positive and negative energy that we work with every day in our lives. If you are reacting to different situations in a positive way, or you're doing things for the good of yourself and other people, that positive energy, you're pushing it out and it's going to transfer back to you at some point. And if you're putting negative energy out, that's what's going to come back to you. I feel like it's difficult to find this balance of things you can control and things you can't control. And what do we put our energy towards and what do we focus on when it comes to all this universe or whatever it may be for you, this kind of thing. And figuring out, what do I work on, what do I don't. I saw a reel yesterday by a wellness creator that I follow. And it was like different jump cuts to different videos of her working really hard to reach her goals and things like that. And it had the words lucky girl crossed out, and it had hardworking girl underneath it, like not crossed out. And that kind of like intrigued me and got me thinking about, how much do we trust the universe with, and how much do we have to take into our own hands and work hard to reach our goals for? And then I started thinking about, how do we find that balance? And here's what I got so far. You have to put energy into not controlling the things you can't control. What I mean by that is, let me give you an example. Part of my morning routine, which I haven't been great about doing this week, is journaling. And part of my journaling routine is writing I am affirmations. Some of mine are related to money and joy and happiness and confidence and health and those kinds of things. And when I'm doing that, I'm putting out into the universe and I'm putting it in the present tense. I have these things are coming to me, these things come to me. But I'm not trying to force them or manipulate them. I am putting it out there and I'm closing the book and moving on with my day. But then as I move through my day, I'm working my butt off and I'm working on the podcast, I'm working on school, and I'm trying to do whatever I can to reach my goals. So there's me giving the universe what it needs to bring me what it wants to, and I trust that it's working in my favor. And then there's me putting the time and the energy and the work into creating the life that I want. So by focusing on the things that I can control and putting my energy into those things, which is myself, that's what I can control is myself. And that's pretty much it. You can't really control much else. And then letting the universe take care of the other things that I can't, and trusting that it will move in my favor. Recently, I have noticed that with myself, I'm not as stressed or pressured about the small things, and I realize it's not a big deal. Nothing matters that much. Nothing needs that negative of a reaction, especially when it comes to small things. Some people blow up at other people for the smallest things, getting an order wrong, bumping into them, the stupidest things, and it's okay. It's not that big a deal. And when you react to those situations positively, that's what's gonna come back to you. But if you're being negative about those things and you're blowing up about it and getting frustrated and all those kinds of things, then that's the negative stuff that's also gonna come back to you. And I really think that it's important that we focus on how we react to situations and trust the universe to take care of the people who don't react so great. Like I said, short episode today, and we're not going to have one next week, but next quarter is going to be awesome. I'm bringing on guests. I can't wait for you to meet some of the people that I love and have connected with, and we're going to talk and have really great conversations, and we're going to do some solo episodes. In the next quarter, I am turning 16, and oh gosh, what else do we have going on in the next quarter? We are, let's see, like I said, lots of guests that I'm connecting with right now and setting up, not interviews. I want to make it very clear that when a guest comes on, it's not an interview, it's a conversation. And I feel like that's the best kind of podcast, is when you can have a real, genuine conversation about something and bring value to an audience. And that's what we're going to be doing in this next quarter, and I'm really excited. I have people from all different walks of life who are, different content creators. And then at the end of this quarter, we're going to be halfway through 2023. It's going to be July, and that's going to be a whole nother thing. But for right now, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to give this podcast a rate and review, as well as follow me on all my socials linked in the show notes. Don't forget to drink some water, and I'll talk to you later.